Recording.
Come on in, Lone Star.
Don't you do it, Carlos.
I've already been warned.
Yep.
I don't want to get on Sky's far side.
You know what happens when you get on my bad side.
I do.
The live camera's right there. We can start it now.
I wasn't even started. Let me breathe.
We'll now bring in the members of our jury. Josh, Adam voted at the last tribal council. Amber, you see the jury start to form, and now the game becomes, how can I vote these people out and then turn around and ask them to still vote for me? Does that weigh on your mind as we continue to vote out people?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it does to an extent. There's only some things, especially the way that I've had to play the game from being on the bottom, there's only so much that I can do. So I just try to, I'm not mean to anybody, if that makes sense. Like, I'm still going to talk to everybody. We're still going to have a conversation and still, whether we're working together or not, but
Sharif,
do what I can.
Sharif, how much does jury management play a role in your mind?
Honestly, a little bit, but I'm just thinking about the end game right now. And then if I get to the end and make my pitch to them, I'll explain why I voted the way I did. It was nothing out of malice. It was really a strategic mindset, and I hope they will be able to see it. There's a reason why some of them are there, and there's a reason why I didn't vote some of them there. It just blindsides happen, and that's part of the game.
Carly, with the numbers getting smaller, having immunity could mean you could have a little bit more say, given there's not as many people to vote for otherwise. Did you have a bunch of people approaching you when you got back to camp?
I wouldn't say that. I would say after last vote, it was the game kind of cracked open and it looked to be split in half exactly. So getting back to camp was more just sprinting around frantically, idle hunting on everyone's part. Not too much approaching. A little bit approaching, but not much.
I don't even know where my bag is. I saw Reynolds run right past me. I just dropped my bag. It's somewhere in the bushes over there. And I just start chasing him and looking for an idol somewhere. And I'm still, I came here to tribal council not with a bag, not because I'm comfortable or confident. It's because I can't find it no more. I don't know where it is.
I threw my water bottle too as soon as I saw you two ran. I threw
Yeah.
it, and I was like, okay, it's my turn to go.
Todd, does that paint a picture of everybody just frantically searching in the middle of camp? Does that give a clear idea of where we're at in the game? Where are all gloves off and people are willing to look for owls in front of each other?
Oh, I think the gloves have been in various in progressing stages of off for quite a bit now. I was 20 or so 30 yards behind everybody going back up the trail when all of a sudden I just see this, it's like this mad panic and everybody just dropping stuff and just going, and I didn't know if somebody had collapsed or if somebody had gotten bit by a snake or what it was, but I hollered at somebody, Carlos maybe, whoever was right in front of me. I said, where are they going? And then all of a sudden it clicked, and I said, oh crap, I guess I better go too. And by the time I got up there, I mean there was no care whatsoever who was looking, who was watching. It was all hands on deck to find the idol.
I think Tony and I were late to the party.
Yeah.
We got there, we were like, what the hell's happening here?
I'm like bringing the cheese and the hors d'oeuvres and like, where is it?
Skylar, is idol searching so frantically a double-edged sword? Because on one hand, yes, you could find the idol, but also the more time you do that, the less time you have to talk about the vote and build alliances.
I think that was the last thing on everyone's mind. Like I said, as soon as I saw Sharif and Reynolds start running, I didn't care who I was talking to. I wanted that idol. And I feel like everybody else did. But after like a good, I don't know the time, like 15 minutes, then you saw everybody start talking again and grouping together, and one side's going this way, the other one's going that way, someone's going up the hill. It was just chaotic today. Like, I couldn't even take my nap today, Parker. That's how chaotic it was.
That's how you know it's chaotic.
Yeah.
Reynolds, you played an aisle of the previous tribal council, won immunity at this one. I assume because you got so many votes at the prior one, immunity was very crucial today.
100%. I felt like if I didn't have this, I definitely would be getting votes again today. So I am very thankful to have this around my neck for the first time.
And you do have safety for at least now. Do you think you use this opportunity to maybe get yourself some new allies or maybe a new voting bloc?
100%. I'm going to use every opportunity that I get to do that.
All right. Austin, last tribal council, there's a lot of frustration from you. You talked about not being a part of a group. There was a group stand-in that you weren't a part of. Do you still feel like that same group is intact this tribal council?
Yeah, for the most part, minus Adam, the group's still intact. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I've had conversations with that group, and I think kind of described it right before we left camp that one thing we all appreciate about each other is that we all understand it's a game. We're playing hard. We made the gloves are on. It's kind of like Tyson versus Holyfield right now, it seems. But we all kind of said at camp before we left, we all love this game. We respect it, and we want everybody to have fun and have a good time. At the end of the day, come Saturday night, no one's going to be like, oh, you can F off. I don't like you because you voted for me or you left me out of a group. We're all going to be friends at the end of the day. So I think that's what makes these fun is that we understand that. And I think that enables everyone to play the game as hard as they can and just make it that much more challenging and entertaining.
Carlos, one tribal I'm hearing there's voting blocks. Last tribal I'm hearing there are groups. Please try to help me figure out what's going on in this tribe.
Yeah. So
You be the first one to know.
the groups that voted Adam was Austin, Amber, Carly, Reynolds, and Skylar. So those people voted out Adam, and then the other group would be Tony, myself, Sharif, Todd, and Megan. So it's a 5-5 split. Let's go to Rocks.
It's the one thing we haven't done yet, Parker.
Wouldn't that be exciting?
It would be a real foot first.
Not for me.
Fine with me.
Tony,
Yep.
the way Carlos
Okay,
puts it,
Reynolds.
5 and 5, that's got to be scary though, especially if neither side is willing to budge.
It's a scary prospect. Yes, absolutely. It's giving me heart palpitations and all kinds of. I've had a lot of anxiety in the last hour. It's been a lot.
Megan, what's something do you think everybody needs to remember before they go to vote?
Yeah, I mean, we just all have to trust the people we came here with. Stick to the plan.
Amber, that's all fine and good, but last time that was said, next thing I know, people are having conversations, walking up, jumping out of our seats, whispering, how am I not to know that that's going to happen within the next 10 seconds?
If it's not happening, it seems like people are pretty confident in their plan.
We can make it happen for you, Parker, if you want.
I wouldn't mind that.
I'm good, thanks.
No, can we not?
Yeah, please.
I would like one tribal where I get to stay in my seat.
Yeah.
Well, Skylar, Carlos brings up the idea of rocks. I mean, that would be something first in real foot, but I mean, is that something that anybody would actually want to do? Put their game on the line for a rock?
I don't think so. And I feel like, okay, say there's a tie and there's a revote. There's bound to be someone to jump on the other side and flip. I mean, if it comes down to rocks, I'm sure, like Austin said, we're all here for a game. That's one way to go out, and that's something exciting-ish to go out. But I'm sure with how it's been today, somebody's bound to flip. Don't know who. Probably won't ever find out until the end.
Carly, if what you want to happen happens at this vote, how will this tribe be different after?
Ooh, I think the game is dynamic. It's always changing. It's always different when we come back from tribal.
Okay. Well, if anybody has anything else they'd like to say, get off their chest, address the group, this could be your last chance to do so. Okay? And I will say, this is the last time that there will be 2 Shaun the Darks in the chest. So going forward, there'll only be 1. So in the chest, there are 2 safes and 8 not safes, just as a heads up on that. Okay, well, let's get to the vote. We'll start in the back with Austin, go to Todd, Skylar, and end with Amber. Austin, you're up.